Hello, Marco. Nice to meet you. First of all, I would like to ask you about Telki. What does this place, this office mean to you? What comes to your mind?
This is together with my flat, is my own place. So since 4 years and more than 4 years, 4 years enough. Yeah, this is my office. I'm feeling here really comfortable. I'm really feeling to be at home when I come here. I don't come so many times because when I stay at home, then I travel to watch the matches, to meet the players, whatever. But when I come, the sensation is always the same, and especially during the training camps.
What things come to your mind when you are watching the World Cup? Can you watch it as a fan, or you are keep analyzing the situations?
But I think that in the moment in which you are a football coach, you never watch the matches just as a fan. You are always trying to see if there is something to improve, to learn by everybody, all the other coaches, all the other teams. To be honest, in this World Championship, under the tactical aspect, there are no news. What is clear is that today, in the modern football, the intensity, the speed, the explosivity, the aggressivity can make the difference.
Do you know what is common in the following teams? Australia, Canada, Cameroon, Ecuador.
No, well, what is the common?
They are all behind Hungary in the FIFA rankings.
Okay.
Is it fair that they were in Qatar, but Hungary wasn't?
We have, just like I mentioned several times, I think that over there are the best team in the world. Few of the teams that are not properly in the top of the ranking. But if we are not there, we cannot complain. We have only to recognize which kind of mistakes we have done, and absolutely try to avoid for the future, starting from the Europe qualifiers, going afterward to the next World Championship qualifier.
I'm sure you would be happy if Italy and Hungary would be on the next World Cup.
If this could happen, I will be really happy. Even if in the next World Cup we will have, I think, 48 teams, but only 3 more from Europe. And I think that is not the best of the decision. I don't want to criticize, but Europe already showed that is the most important football movement in the world, because if you take a look in the best 8 teams, 5 are European. And the 6th could be Spain, that unfortunately was eliminated by Morocco. Then I think it's clear that despite the performances of Germany, Belgium, Denmark, the European football is really well represented in the last 4 matches. So I think that probably the spots for the European teams could be even more.
What does it mean to you that you have the 4th most games as a national coach in the history of the Hungarian football?
For me, it's a big pride. It's a big pride because, to be honest, I never, not even thought to be first the coach of the Hungarian national team. Then in the moment in which I was appointed as a coach, I thought that every match, really, believe me, every match could be the last one, because you never know what can happen. And still now, I'm thinking that being the coach here is a huge responsibility. First, because you are representing a country, that is Hungary, of course. Second, because you are representing a country that made the history of the European football. And second, because in this moment, and third, because in this moment is important, give the right image of the Hungarian football in Europe and in the world.
You are 20 games far away from Gustav Seves, who was the coach of the Aranycsapat. How would your grandfather react to this number or to this fact?
I think that he could never, I think, not even dream something like this.
How people react when you go for a walk in Budapest, for example?
No, what I feel, but not only now, also before, also some years before, is that people in general, of course, not everybody, but in general, the majority of people really like me, not only because we were successful in the last period, but I can say that they like me more as a person. And this is something that, if it's possible, make me even more happy than the appreciation from the professional point of view.
The game of the century was the 6-3 victory of Hungary. What would you say for the 4-0 Hungary against England?
This is the match about which me, my staff, all the guys, I think, we had and we will have the best memories in the future. I hope, and I really wish for myself, but especially for the Hungarian football, for the Hungarian national team, for the players, to have much more moments like this one. But to be honest, it will be not easy. And winning 4-0 in England against the English team is something that, like the 6-3, will remain in the history of the Hungarian football.
But I asked you in a press conference how many points Hungary can earn in the National League. You were smiling.
Yeah.
And then you posted easy. Did you have a number in your head, in your mind, honestly?
No, to be honest, no. On the paper, okay, I posted easy. It was not real. You know, you have to know that I'm not belonging to the Z generation, so I'm not so, how can I say, comfortable in using all this social media, all this kind of things. So I have a special media manager that is my nephew, better, the nephew of my wife, and he's a young man, really with a very good sense of humor, and it was his idea to post this easy. Then it became a cult, we can say.
Yeah.
But it was his idea. And I have to say that in the moment in which we were included in that group, I could say that I could be happy if we could earn 3-4 points. And at the end, thanks to the fantastic performances of our players, we were able to earn 10 points. Unfortunately, we arrived to the last match against Italy, in which 1 point could give us the opportunity to go to the Final Four. We were a little bit unlucky in the last match. We made some mistakes, of course, but I think that all in all we were a little bit unlucky. Like I said several times, and I recognize several times, when we were lucky, I have to say that in that match we were also a bit unlucky.
What is the most important message you got from the opponent's coaches or players, maybe? I mean, the English, German, or Italian players or coaches?
No, I have to say that, after the last, especially, also after the European Championship, but especially after the last Nations League, I have to say that all our colleagues, or my colleagues, came to us congratulating us for the job that we have done, and especially congratulating the Hungarian football for the improvement done in the last period, especially with the national team, of course, but also with the club, because the Hungarian football is improving, of course. Thanks especially to Fradi, but in general, the moment is improving.
This year, 3 young players made their debut in the team. Milos Kerkez, András Németh, and Péter Barát. Have you been satisfied with them?
Yeah, I think that also Sapanos in the last match with the
young goalkeeper.
Yeah, I think that it was due to him because of his attitude, his in the group, and is really important. The role of the goalkeeper is a particular role, and especially the third. And in this case, I have to say that since the moment in which Petty came in the national team, he had always fantastic approach and the relationship with everybody. Talking about the youngs, I think that is depending on them, but of course the future belongs to them. I gave to them a clear indication. Kerkes is already a stable player in the Alkmaar. I know that he could move to better championship, better teams, wherever, is already on the right track. I think that regarding Andras and Petty, Barat, they need to make the following step forward. And but of course, they need to do as soon as possible, because in football, you know, the time is going fast. But of course, the future belongs to them.
How much time have you spent on thinking about how Hungary should play after Ádám Szalai retired?
Oh, we thought a lot about this. I have to say that we have in this moment few options. We could decide to play with one kind of player, another kind of player, a third option that could be playing with the force number 9. Is important to have option in football. When you are obliged to take a decision and you have no option, is much more difficult.
Due to our fantastic National League's performance, our playoff qualifying place is almost guaranteed for the following European Championship. Or shouldn't we even think about the third place?
Look, now in the draw that we had in Frankfurt, we were in the first spot, thanks of course to the results that we did, especially in the last 2 years. And finally, we were included in a group that on the paper looked like being less complicated than the Nations League group, to give an example. But we are in a group in which we have 3 Balkanic opponents. And we know perfectly how much it's difficult to play against them, because they are fighters. Montenegro and Bulgaria, after changing the coach, they became much more organized under every aspect. So it will be not an easy task, but of course we would like to achieve at least the second place in order to be directly qualified without playoffs, if it's possible.
Sorry, are you sad that there are no such big name teams like England or Germany?
No, I'm not sad, because it means that we improved, and it was clear we were in the first spot. Never happened, I don't know, in the last decades for the Hungarian football, and I think this is important. This must give us confidence for the future, because when you know that thanks to your effort, thanks to your daily work, you improved, and your improvement brought you to achieve important results, it means that you have to follow on working in order to achieve even better results.
In your farewell speech in 2017 with Honvéd, you said you are on the top, and that's why you say goodbye. What would be the top for the Hungarian national team?
Nobody knows. Nobody knows. What I can say is that I feel that still we didn't reach our top, because I'm still thinking that there is space for improvement, and then you can improve without bringing the same results. But what is sure is that we can improve, and we would like to improve. So I signed a long-term contract with the federation. I felt since the first moment, to be honest, since the first call of Mr. Chani, I felt all the confidence that he has, and probably, I hope, he will have in the future. And thanks to him, thanks to the federation, I would like to achieve, but this is a dream, even more outstanding results.
I hope your dreams will come true here in Hungary.
Yeah, of course. Here in Hungary, of course.